I'm recording.
Definitely went to. Okay.
So I'm just gonna shut up and let Jess bask in all of his glory right now.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert,
you know,
by the way, before we even start, spoiler alert, because it's Saturday. If you didn't watch last SmackDown yet, but with that said, everyone already knows. Go ahead.
So Becky Lynch wins the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I fucking told all of you that Drew was going to win. I fucking knew it. I actually, in my wildest dreams, did not think he was going to be Cody Rhodes on a SmackDown, by the way. But at the same time, I've been waiting for this. They're in Germany, right? Today?
Yes, in Berlin.
Yeah, so they're in Berlin, and so I was kind of half-assed keeping up with the results, and then I saw a text from Cuz come over, and then where he just said Drew really big, and then I missed a text from Dave right before that, and I was like, no, and I just went right to like the internet, and I was like, oh my God, Drew McIntyre is your new undisputed. I thought I was going to be happy with the World Television Championship. I was fine with that. I'm fine. But he's the undisputed WWE. Excuse me. Let me do it properly. The undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Heavyweight Champion of the world, Drew McIntyre. Thank you so much. Match of the year, Wrestler of the year. What else can he be? Comeback of the year.
Scotsman of the year.
Women's Wrestler of the year. Tag Team of the year, Drew McIntyre. Thank you very much. Have a blessed evening. And
there we go. That's just
awesome.
That was unscripted. But
I think it's awesome. I mean, they need to mix stuff up. I'm not trying to jump on the internet wrestling community, the normal toxicity that they spew. But listen, we've talked about it in weeks prior. I'm not trying to hammer on WWE. They've just been.
It was time.
It's been boring, and they need some little thing. Listen, Cody's
and by the way,
was
it was the right time, Jess. It was the right place.
Yeah, and I don't have people are also critiquing them now. It's like people want to shake up and then they do it. And they're like, why did they waste it? How come it could have been a pay-per-view? I'm like, what do you want? Like, what do you fucking want from them? Like, honestly.
Well, just
like,
by the way, what's the difference?
No,
it's all streaming anyway.
Arguably, it's more valuable now, I think, on a network where they get bigger. Well, it's still on USA SmackDown, but they will get bigger numbers. I think they'll get more people watching them. Like if they do this, because I know pay-per-views aren't buys anymore. But go ahead, Craig. Sorry.
Sorry, Craig. Yeah, what were you gonna say, Craig?
No, I was just gonna say, but don't you think that like his reign's a bit stale already? And the reason I said that is I sent it to the guys. I saw it on Reddit. Someone posted a picture of Drew, and it literally said like, anyone else feel his reign is stale?
It'd been like 5 fucking minutes. Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Funny. That's the IWC
lovely
for you.
Somebody was just waiting for that.
It does. And as much as I get irritated at Triple H's smug, you're doing the like, when he does stuff like that and all and then we broke 18 records, the biggest record in the history of the life. Like that bothers me.
You guys have the glasses to do it so
it bothers me, but at the same time, like he has always been steady as she goes, even though last year was boring because of his style. If Vince was booking last year, first of all, there'd be Muppets everywhere. And then on top of that, he would be changing titles every 30 days, Triple H at least has brought stability back and he's attempting to put value, especially in the secondary titles, which I like, which I do enjoy. So I'm on board, and I know last year I was like, trust the process. But as the year ground on last year, I was like, what the fuck are we fucking doing? Like, it was just more than Cena. It was the mishandling of the New Day. I'm not trying to rehash. It's a new year. I should stop. But it's the mishandling of the New Day. It's a bunch of things that they did incorrectly, I felt, because I've ran a company before. But I mean, like, just as a fan, I'm like, when it's off, especially when we have probably 2 of the hottest years since we've been fans to balance it up against. And I wasn't comparing last year to being better. I didn't expect it to be better. I just wanted the creative juice to be the same. And it felt like it was less than. With John Cena's retirement as a part of it, who would have said that at the end of the year? Now, you could go back and pick some good moments and yay for Cena, and he felt great, and that's awesome. Like, I appreciate all of that. But they need something.
People were happy to see him again and happy to see him.
They need something because Raw, their anniversary Raw, the 1-year anniversary on Netflix that they hyped up or whatever was so bad. And it was just, except for the main event match, which we'll talk about next, actually. It's a good segue into it, even though I could talk about Drew Baby Cakes all day long. But Breakker loses to CM Punk, which I kind of felt...
You thought Raw was bad?
Yes, I did not like it at all. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was slow paced. I thought like the crowd would. It's not like their fault necessarily because of the crowd, but the crowd was dead, and it was a Brooklyn crowd, so it really had no reason to be dead.
Crowds have been dead all over America. It was definitely more hot tonight out of country. Explain that to me. I don't know. Go ahead, Craig.
Talking about the booking real quick. Did you guys have a problem with it? The finish being a masked man again? Was Sola like in a masked man?
Yeah. I did. Yes, I did. And what I was gonna say is after I saw that finish, it disappoints me even more that Braun lost, because what an amazing thing they would be saying if on Monday Braun out of nowhere on Raw beats Punk, and then Drew kind of out of nowhere. I mean, they would like you to not think it was out of nowhere because we've been building the story, pal. But I mean, like Drew is kind of out of nowhere on a SmackDown to beat Cody. Like nobody kind of saw it. You got Royal Rumble right around the corner, and then Road to WrestleMania. Everybody would just figure that Cody would lose at Mania, like, if you're going to hype it up. So, I
have a theory on that before you move on to Raw. I think that Drew and Cody were supposed to happen before, and Cena winning the world title just delayed that a little bit. But that's what I think. And this feels like the Cena plot, like you plop Cena into that spot where you lose, and then Cody beats him back at SummerSlam. I think that might have been the Drew story. Just we're doing it now because Cena can punch his own ticket. Do we want it? And obviously, like, well, let's do 17 titles. Let's get you tied with Flair or whatever. I don't have any proof. That's my theory.
It's 19 because
it kind of actually, Dave.
Inoki and I lost. We were gonna riot. So Inoki and something.
Yeah, and you can talk about Puerto Rico and everything else. Yeah,
in Puerto Rico, me and Jerry John Jack Funk Jr. the third. Okay, all right, Rick. That's
Pedro said I was going to die if I didn't.
You're 20-time world champion. We'll you go ahead, go to bed. Yeah. Okay, I got to go do it.
They didn't recognize it when I lost it in Puerto Rico. What it back,
I started a car with my balls. What, Rick?
But that's my theory. If you kind of look at how all this went down, it kind of fits, and I feel like. Now you do it for Drew because you're not in his home country or anything, but you're close. You're getting across the pond now.
I'm sorry, I'm imagining how he could start a car with his balls.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
In my mind, I'm like, did he wrap it around the key and then use it to start, or did he how did he use it to pull the gear shift? I don't know what he did.
He probably does what he just does with the helicopter. And
I knew the helicopter was going to be involved connection. For sure.
He just smacks the carburetor and then just starts up.
All right. Focus. Focus here.
So I don't know. I was looking back on Raw. I was like, man, like if Braun would have beat CM Punk, which there was a major botch in the match too. But Braun Breaker almost falling and killing himself. It was so bad.
Punk's like, do it again. Punk's like, do it again.
People are saying that Punk's legs were wrapped on the inside, and so he wasn't ready to go anyway. Like they were kind of saying he wasn't supposed to take it, or it was Punk's fault.
Yeah, I think I was listening to Stevie Richards' podcast, and he said something like maybe it was supposed to be a counter. No, Lance Storm said it was supposed to be he's almost looks like it was supposed to be a counter spot, but Braun just said I'm fucking going with it, like just didn't remember or something, and just got up there because the way he leaned back and went whoa, like he's so goddamn athletic, this Braun, and like the way amazing. He leaned back, it was like he did it late anyway. And you're right, Craig. I think Punk thought this is where I counter or I block it, kind of thing.
I think is that where Punk got his cheek scraped up on the boot too? He scraped up on his face. Yeah, also.
But it ended up being especially the last 5 minutes was really good. I liked the booking. I liked all the run-ins because it made sense. And then I was like, well, this makes total sense for Braun to win because he's creating confusion, whatever. And then he loses clean, and I was disappointed. Not because I didn't appreciate Punk's work or Braun for that matter. I'm like, man, like you could have really made a statement on your overly advertised 1-year anniversary Raw Netflix special. Nothing else happened in the show. I mean, yes, Becky won in a terrible match. Like, God, like I just all night I was like, what? The tag match opening was fine with Rhea.
I was going to ask you about that one. I was like, was that really necessary at this point? I mean, Becky did all the work and got her over. Maxine was fine. Why win that back? Like, why I don't understand why.
Maybe they don't think Maxine is just it for the long term. I don't know. I don't know. I was weirded by that too.
Or maybe they have was weird.
Maybe maybe Triple H and creative are thinking like we have another baby face to try. Maybe they've given Maxine the rub enough right now to where now she's recognizable, and then she could just start doing some stuff on her own. I don't know. I don't know. It's really weird.
That's fine too. If she can get around and work and do stuff, that's fine. I was just curious. Like,
she's improved greatly, but I was listening to Lance Storm on one of his shows, and he made a good point. He was like, listen, she's great, but he's like, they do not get the reps anymore. They don't do nearly as many house shows anymore. Not even a fraction of what we used to do when I traveled. And he's like, she needs reps, not just a vignette in black and white where Natty's teaching her how to tap people. He's like, that's not like the experience she needs. She needs reps. And
it looks good on TV, but it's not going to help her in the actual.
He's like, start shipping her out to the WWE ID independents or shipping her out to Evolve, or not permanently, but in addition to her Raw work, get her somewhere else. Like, he's like, she is good. The problem with Becky is they tried to wrestle this suspense building, I'll top you with I'm going to try to tap you. No, I'm going to try to tap you. And you have to build that perfect. And if you're not a good wrestler, and I don't mean that to be a dick to...
You're right. It didn't work.
If you're not a good enough wrestler like a Bret Hart or even a CM Punk when he was younger, or Jericho, or those guys that can bring you on the up and down of it, and they're trading holds. Chris Benoit is another good example. They're trading holds back and forth, and they're going to put you in jeopardy, and you got out of it, and they're just as good.
Rock and Stone Cold Masters, bro.
What Becky and her looked like was two people that were going really slow, like they were planning out the match in front of our face that they were going to have later. True. And I felt like the entire match was in slow motion. And sometimes it's bad. Sometimes I'd rather see botches than them go so slow. I could tell they're trying not to botch. And I just felt I was taken out of it when that. And I love Becky. Everybody knows what I feel about her. And I was just like, man, it just never gelled. The ending I kind of liked, and I felt if they were getting the fever pitch like they wanted out of the match, the ending would have been good, but it was just flat all the way through. The crowd was dead, and then that pin looked really weird and odd at the end and didn't do anything for anybody. And I don't know. To answer your question, Dave, I'm not sure. I don't know if they just lost, because Triple H is not one to lose confidence this early. Maxine just won the belt a month ago or whatever it was. Right. I don't know. Maybe it's just they want Becky to be a dominant IC champion, and they'll build a face to finally beat her. I was thinking
that's where I was going with it, and people will beat her. She'll be like the Ric Flair of IC titles and keep losing.
You never know. They might have more vignettes planned where, in color this time, Natty will try to teach Maxine how to do submission holds, and this time it'll stick. And they could be planning a third match between the two. Like, you never know. So
see what happens.
Yeah, maybe
back to Braun though. When I saw the match at the end, I mean, I know you liked it. You just didn't like where it went.
I really felt to stop that momentum. And if you want, he takes Seth out, and now he's the leader of the Visionaries, right? Or the Vision or Visionaries?
The Vision.
Rick Model Survivor Series.
At the end of that whole thing, where CM Punk got out by the skin of his teeth, I think the next time they head up with each other, I think Braun's going to destroy him, and it's going to be on a bigger venue.
I know, Dave, but did he lose the momentum though? Like, if it was confusion,
I didn't feel that way.
Let's say Austin Theory's interference backfired, right? Because Austin Theory did come in and did the stomp on Punk, and Punk still kicked out. So that's why I was like, oh, Braun's just going to spear him after that, and you have a good excuse for Punk. He took a stomp, he got out of it somehow, but then he just could not get out of the way of Braun's last spear. That's why I thought it was all going to happen that way. Or Paul Heyman, his interference is going to backfire. Then I was like, ooh, that would be cool if that happened and that caused Braun to lose. Then Braun could plant the seeds of maybe breaking away and becoming face and being like, hey guys, like, you guys fucked up my chance, man. Like, I needed you just to defend off the other people that I knew Punk was talking to try to stop us. Like, and you guys couldn't even do that. That would be fine. But he lost clean. And arguably he had the advantage of distraction because he had all of his henchmen out there. Yes, they got neutralized by Penta and other people, but at the same time, like, I felt Braun still with Heyman in the corner still had the momentum and then lost clean. I felt that was really bad for him.
If we could fantasy book for just a minute, think about it this way. At the end of the day, okay, cool, we had all this Reynolds interference. Now it's just you and me mano a mano. It's going to be a cage or something. It's going to be something big at Mania or at Rumble. Who knows where? And they do it one-on-one, and Braun just fucking wipes the floor with him, because Punk has to know, dude, he's close. He's close to getting out of there. And if
maybe you're onto something. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe if they open up, they're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't want them to devalue that title anymore, because honestly, if you're just gonna try to lie to me and tell me that it's a heavyweight championship, like, treat it as such, please. Like, stop opening a WrestleMania with it, for God's sakes. But if it's going to work, if Braun will somehow, pull a Brock and Cena on to Punk, maybe that'll be fine. Like, maybe that'll be like Braun's just pissed and done.
I feel like Braun's gonna have a vignette later where he knows he let it slip through his fingers, and it's gonna be hopefully be cut really well. Yeah. Heyman's gonna help him with that, and then we're gonna see some badassery in a few months.
I think he's going to be fine. He's got so many years to do this, and he just makes us want it more when he makes it more special when he finally gets it.
He's so good.
The moment that I knew that Punk was going to win is, I never realized this, but when I saw the first ad for Elimination Chamber in Chicago, and I was like, oh, Punk's
I didn't even think about that either till after Chicago. As well. This week I heard when a podcast I was listening to, they're like, oh, wow. He's got to be on the card. Oh, Conrad was talking with Bruce about how some people are shitting on the 4-match format. And, he's like, for example, Elimination Chamber. Well, we got the 2 chamber matches, which I understand why that would be a 4-matcher, because 2 chambers are over an hour apiece with entrances. But he's like, and Punk's got to be defending the belt, right? And of course, Bruce is like, I'm tight-lipped. I cannot speak about current product. But and I was like, oh, that's when to your point, Craig, I was like, oh, fuck, it's in Chicago. Like, okay, that makes sense.
Well, wouldn't you want Punk in the chamber at Chicago, though?
Maybe you just don't
before then.
You don't have the goddamn that too, Dave. But then Punk losing in Chicago would not go over well. So I think maybe they want Punk at least to be there. That would be super effective. What if I don't want it? I would not have wanted the Raw main event to end in a schmoz or a double DQ or whatever, because that would have pissed everybody off. But maybe a more proper match would be Braun to beat him in Chicago. You want to put heat on somebody, and he physically can back it up. Yeah. Like, he physically can back it up. So that's why I was disheartened when I saw the first show of the new year and they booked it as bad as they did, and it was just like kind of energyless.
It's hard to have both titles change hands in a week, and maybe that's part of it. I don't know, but because I think none of us expected Drew, like we talked about, to win tonight. But when I saw the match and the way it went down, I don't know, for me, for some reason, and I can't explain it to the hilt of it, but it told a good story of how Braun had it and just it slipped through my fingers. And the next time it happens, you're fucking dead, bro.
Because now what happens, like, done. When Seth, I don't know when his expected return date is, but it's got to be by Mania, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you would think that. That's why I was thinking he's going to win on Raw, and then him and Seth are going to feud and go to Mania. That would make total sense, and it would be a legit feud.
What if Braun wins at Mania and Seth shows up right then and there?
That could be. That could be too.
Hey, I never lost this thing.
I guess my point is that I want to be surprised. Like, Cuz will actually say good stuff on the text thread, and I want to text him all the time. Why do you hype yourself? Why do you get excited? Like, they haven't done anything that we dreamed about last year. We're like, okay, maybe the match at WrestleMania sucked with Cena. Okay, fine. So, but maybe they did it on purpose, and no, they didn't. They fucking didn't. All year we were like, no, okay. SummerSlam's the reset. Okay, and then nothing happens, and nothing fucking happens. So I got really disheartened on Raw. However, tonight, I have not watched the full show, but last week's SmackDown was really good, actually. And this week's SmackDown, from what I'm reading, is excellent. So I'm just, at least there.
Looks like SmackDown was a 3-hour show, too, by the way.
And then with Rumble this year, going to be in Saudi Arabia, already has kind of people looking sideways at it. And it's going to be at 11 in the fucking morning on the West Coast, by the way. Like, so it's like, so it's going to be a really weird Royal Rumble. And like, so I don't, unless we're loaded with surprises at the Royal Rumble to get us all out of this whatever slump they've been in for the past 8 to 10 months, man. I don't want to be disappointed going into WrestleMania, because we weren't disappointed last year going into WrestleMania because Cena turned heel in February at the Elimination Chamber. So we were like, oh, like for 2 months, we were like, motherfucker, this is great, So like, I just want them to push the right people. And I know that sounds really stupid for me to say, because it's easy to say, like I'm booking after the fact or whatever. But like, yeah, just book the people that we like, man. And if you're going to pull a Jey Uso on me, book him strong. Don't book him like a bitch. Like, and don't ruin your own momentum. Give me something, please. Like, maybe with Drew, because he's a vicious heel. So like, maybe, give me a face that wants to fucking fight him. Like, I don't know what you think about this, Craig, but where does Cody fit in? now that he's not champion. Obviously, is he going to be a part of Elimination Chamber? He's going to be in the Rumble. But Cody's going to lose the Rumble. Or do they dare make him win it 3 years in a row? No, never mind. Jay won last year. Sorry, he was champion last year. Jay won. Yeah. But do they dare let Cody win 3 out of 4 years? Like, do they? I don't know what their plan for Cody is.
I think he'll get it back at the latest by Mania. I think he's too important.
Dare I say he takes some time off?
I don't know who is solo. Who is who's Jacob Fatu feuding with? Drew or Cody? Because that would make sense if that.
Well, that was the whole swerve was tonight. Was he was attacked, right? That's when he went out with his injury, and then all signs pointed to Drew. So when he came in the cage tonight, he attacked Drew, but then Cody went to grab him and be like, I got to finish him. And then he attacked Cody as well, which allowed Drew to get out of the cage. So, so triple threat with them coming up, which would be fucking awesome. Cody, Drew, and Fatu, like that'd be amazing. But I don't know.
There's a lot of good stuff to come.
I hope so. I feel like we've been saying that forever.
Well, I feel like the slate's, but the slate is wiping clean. Even though Punk is kind of old hat, like there's nothing now that Cody's off, and there's nothing original. The only thing that's weird to me is like, why are the Usos tag champs again? I thought we were done with that. I don't understand that.
That is so ridiculous.
That doesn't make sense to me. But and Punk even talked about it. He's like, Jay is a huge merch winner. I'm fighting with him every week for merch. And he didn't say, why is he a tag champ? He's like, dude, that guy's on it. He's like, it just gets hyperbolic on the internet about why people get so upset about weird things. Jay's good. Every time you go into an arena, people want him to run it back. I know, like, everyone's like, oh, I hate it when he runs it back. I'm like, the crowd doesn't seem to. Like, they want it. They love it. So that one I don't get.
But I think, Dave, there is a fine line between what you described, which is successful, and being, I don't even know.
Being the guy?
I don't want to say, well, because you could have more than one guy in a sense, or girl. But like, there's a fine line between that and then just being, man, not to use the words that the kids use now, but having the aura that fits. Like,
having it, right?
Uso's over. All of those things. I'm not saying he's not. And really, like, is he really worse than most other wrestlers? No. Like,
no.
It's just when he botches once, everybody wants to talk about him botching once, like he botches every day. And so, like, I get it. I feel that his booking wasn't strong. I think that's what soured me on him at the beginning of last year and going into Mania. And I feel he hurt Gunther by them trying to do that, making him look weak and then choking Gunther out. Like, I just was weirded by the whole, again, so much of last year. Last year made me feel uncomfortable. Like, I needed to shower a lot. Like, it just made me feel weird. And like, and now it feels like they're trying to get back on track. They're putting this big pressure on Gunther. He's the guy who tapped Cena out. People were mad that decision was made. Now Gunther's got to keep the heat. He's got to keep the heat, and it's dying out, and he's feuding with AJ, and I don't know if that's the best feud for him. I'm going to be fair and honest with you. I love AJ. When they stood when they stood Gunther looking out into the open air and then AJ staring at his belly button, I was like, fuck. Like, they don't even look like it's going to be close, and like, he should annihilate AJ. Like, really. And I know
and honestly, if you want AJ to be retired by Gunther, you should wait till the end of the year, because if AJ's going on his retirement run, when does that happen? Unless this is it. I mean, if AJ allows him to retire him as well, Gunther's going to have heat like nobody's business.
I mean, Gunther has to go over for sure. Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe, and again, I'll trust the process. But I kind of
for Gunther to be the new legend killer would be fantastic to me. Mm-hmm. Just retiring all these legends would be awesome, and then do Brock next at the end of the year. I'd love that for so many reasons. Fuck that guy.
They need to have that match.
Keep in mind, SummerSlam is in Minnesota this year, so that probably will be Brock Lesnar's last match.
Like Gunther retire him too.
If he's going to retire,
go down the list.
What if he retires and like he just fucking cries like a baby and he's just so not Brock Lesnar? He's like, like just crying.
I don't think
you guys meant everything to me. You meant everything.
Oh, damn it. It sounds sad, but I don't think he cares that much. I don't think he's not a crier. He's not beloved by the business, and he's not. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, he's breathing heavy.
He doesn't bleed wrestling.
I just want to say that my family has been number one.
Like the whole time, everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Behind this 300-pound Minnesota corn-fed monster is a small child
just a man. I'm just
that loves each and every one of you.
God damn. Go ahead, Paul. Say something stupid. Yeah. I don't see him as wrestling as his primary thing where he can't live without it. He's got such a life without it, and he won't cry. He'd be like, bye.
That voice reminds me of when I first heard Vader.
I'm not mad at him about that. I just wanted
the Bret Hart Wrestling with Shadows documentary. And for the first time, like, we'd always heard Vader go, talk like this. And that's all we'd ever heard Vader. And then Vader on the documentary, in the Bret Hart documentary, is tying his shoes. And he's like, my name is Leon White. I own 2 shopping malls. And I was like, fucking Vader? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's crazy. I actually own 2 shopping malls. So it's been a great ride.
I'm a realtor.
This is so crazy.
Most of them are, yeah. I'm a realtor. I'm a substitute teacher.
But hey, there's a lot of positives for sure, and there's talent everywhere. The talent's got to win me over at some point, you know. But on the good thing on Raw, the opening tag match, Io and what's her face win the women's tag titles. That was a cool way to start Raw off. That's why I thought Raw was starting off good. And then
that's where I kind of remember.
It just fell off for me after that.
And by the way, my little concern is growing interest on the internet. Remember when I said I was like, are they doing a lesbian angle or something? Like,
no, Craig. So when you first said it, I'm like, no. But then I realized I was like, you're not really paying attention. So now I'm watching them, and they do a lot of things where it looks like they're doing something sensual, and then they stop. Like, and I'm like, okay. Like, I thought that same thing on Monday. I was like, I think Craig's onto something. Like, because they'll do something, like they're going to get close, and they'll be like,
guys,
and they'll laugh.
It's a kid show. Calm down. It's a kid show.
Listen, it's not.
Oh. Actually, no. Okay.
But
no, it's interesting. That might be something they don't do because of the PG era.
It won't. It's not gonna ride. Not in this era.
Yeah, you could be right.
You're not taking my kid to that show.
Billy and Chuck ain't walking to that door anymore.
You take my kid to the show. They ain't going to know lesbian fest. I'll watch clips of it on my phone.
Keep going to the fucking Bigfoot fucking biker rally.
At night, I'll be definitely watching clips on WWE.com, but not my show.
Go make 500 left-hand turns for fucking 3 hours. Get the fuck out of here.
Why those wrestlers got to force their values on me and their characters? I don't want your wrestler lifestyle. I'm sorry.
We kind of talked about Uso.
Probably cut
Ciampa
that out.
leaving.
Yeah.
Question mark.
That's
Click
the
here.
rumor.
Do we care? I'm sorry. I'm a dick. Listen, in the black and gold.
Again, let me ask you. Him
and Johnny had one of the greatest main events. It was unsanctioned when we went to New Orleans. It was incredible. His character was incredible. Again, I don't mean to sound like an 80s fuddy-duddy. I do not. But I do believe that wrestlers should carry a certain aura about them, and size sometimes helps that along quite a bit. He is very small, very small. And I'm like, okay, he'll go to AEW and be on Collision. You know, like what? But good for him, though. They did a documentary when he was in the black and gold, him and his wife, and it hits home to me because him and his wife couldn't conceive. They had an IVF. It was successful, and it was an awesome thing. Aww. So that means a lot to me personally. But at the same time, so I love him for that because I think he's a genuinely good person. So I don't mean to dismiss anything like that. But at this point, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like,
this is where I have my problem though. Like, you put the Uso tag back on for the 20th tag title or whatever, and you can't enhance
push him
the
and
tag
Johnny
team division at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they need it. We're doing all these reviews of all these goddamn shows.
And where the fuck are the Motors? Yeah, where the Motor City Machine Guns? Where's all these fucking tag titles? We're reviewing earlier. What the fuck?
We're reviewing multiple shows that from the 80s and 90s where we're like, and the next tag team match that's not for a title is the Rockers versus the Orient Express, and we're like, what the fuck? There was a tag division. Like, they could do it here, and they're just not, and I don't know why. I mean, God knows, because SmackDown's going to go to 3 hours permanently? Is it permanently it's going to go, or
I think so.
They said not permanently. It doesn't have an end date, but it's not permanent.
It's like whatever. But this would be the perfect time to develop your tag division and have multiple tag matches on the card within the tag division, not just teaming up two random singles and having them do it because they're going to feud at the next pay-per-view. So can they get along? I don't know. Find out. Like that. I'm not talking about that tag match. I'm talking about why not have 6 good tag teams on each brand and intertwine them and bring back preliminary goddamn wrestling. If you're going to have a 3-hour show and you don't have anything to do with DIY, why can't you dedicate 10 minutes? They're coming down, they're in their entrance for 2 minutes or whatever, or they're coming down. We'll be back after this. Then they come back after the commercial, already in the ring. Farmer Tan John 1, Farmer Tan John 2, and they get annihilated by DIY to show you that they're still in it, and you just, you killed 10 or 15 minutes of your 3-hour goddamn marathon show. So I do believe there is a place for enhancement talent matches. I'm not saying have them all the time. I'm not saying have like 7 of them in a 3-hour Raw or whatever. I'm just saying 2 or 3 nicely placed ones will break the show up, will remind you that a talent that you're not featuring right now still is dangerous and is still out there. And, or you don't have to worry about a long-winded promo doing one with them.
I miss it. I miss all that.
You could be doing a lot of stuff with that tag division, and they're just not doing it.
And honestly, what I hope for Ciampa is, and I think it's possible, I hope he doesn't go to AEW. And I hope he's not too old to where you can take a year and do this, just like go the Cody route and go the Karrion Kross route and do kind of the indies. And
that would be awesome. That would be fun.
Japan might be there.
Even TNA.
All the smaller stuff. Yeah. So I hope he grows. I hope he changes from it. I hope it's not his last hurrah. Maybe that's what he wants to do. Maybe wrestling is just not fun for him.
And I think it's easy to get like that, look at Cody, look at Cody. I mean, I'll look at Cody, but he had a creative mind. He could have easily had job security. He was killing it with Stardust. And I don't mean like lighting the world on fire, but he was making Vince happy by embracing the gimmick and doing it. And Vince was like, no, like, you're just going to be doing this. You got a long time. Kid, it's going to be a great career for you, And Cody's like, no, like, I am creative. I see different things. So I respect people like that. I love it. That's what keeps wrestling alive for me. And, people who were like, no, I could have just taken a paycheck. Like, I believe Dolph Ziggler stayed longer than he should have. And I don't mean that against him. I just mean, like, if Dolph Ziggler left 5 years before he did, he would have been even more influential. He might have been a Cody stature on the independent circuit, back in the day. He might have been one of the original guys that came in AEW when they first started, and Dolph Ziggler could have a whole different name, right now. I just, Matt Cardona made that leap, and he's super successful. Now he's back, which I think we did cover last week.
And to your point, Jess, about what was your point? I just lost it. It was a good observation. Yeah. What was the last thing you said about Ciampa?
TNA.
Oh no, sorry. No, we're to your point about Cody caring so much about the business and a creative mind. Finn Balor was on his podcast, and
that's another
Cody says to him, when I was in my last year of Stardust, I wrote a 4-page email to Hunter explaining why I thought Stardust should fight the Finn Balor the Demon, because it would lend credibility to Stardust, etc. And Finn's like, really? I never heard that. And Cody's like, I don't know if it was ever read, but at least I tried. So even to the very end, Cody was trying to, he just doesn't take no for an answer. And
that's another one who needs to say bye-bye before his career's over is Finn. Because I don't want to see a broken down Finn. Like, I want him to have gas left to go back to New Japan for a little bit, or go to AEW, or go to TNA.
I want you guys to think about this, because you're talking about all these great players, and everyone you just talked about is not in the mix for. You guys hear about the number 1 contendership matches next week?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so here they are. Next week, Randy Orton versus The Miz. These are 8 wrestlers that are going to contend for the number 1 contendership of what Drew just won.
It's
Matt
a tournament
Cardona.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it's not a tournament. I'll get there. I promise. Randy Orton versus The Miz, and then Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams, Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa, and then Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. Here's the catch. Of those 4 matches, the 4 people that win have a fatal 4-way the next week to determine who's going to wrestle the champion at the Royal Rumble. What do you think? Thoughts? Good, bad? Are you like, eh?
That's fine.
How does Isla get a number 1 contendership match after he loses the U.S. title? I don't know.
The only thing, the only thing I have a problem with that, like saying that out loud to wrestling fans, like you just did, we get excited about tournaments, don't we? And we get excited. Remember, we grew up with the top 10. Oh, I love the top 10, right? And then we saw, well, AEW is not the most organized organization, but I remember AEW tried to bring that back and it just flopped. Yeah. And they tried to do win and loss records. It didn't work really well. But I think because they overthought it, to be fair. And then they didn't have a continuality coach to take care of it. That was their big problem with that. But you say that, but I think it's been proven over and over again. And maybe even Bruce has said it on his podcast a lot. Like, listen, guys, you hardcore wrestling fans out there that crunch numbers and live by numbers like it's a real sport, you're never going to be happy if that's the way you live. Because we're all about they're up and down. There's ebbs and flows. We're all about the casuals. We're all about the zip boom bow. We're all about the who's turning the heads in the airports. Yeah. We're all about that. Vince was always looking for that. And if you happen to accidentally fall into a tournament and you liked it, it wasn't on purpose, and it wasn't because Vince is like, let's do tournaments every month. Like, no, it's not what at all.
He hated those too.
What you're saying is great, but what I hear is a small niche of wrestling fans are going to be happy going into the Royal Rumble, but there's going to be no personal story against whoever wins and Drew. And it's just going to be another title defense, I'm assuming, for Drew then. And you know what I mean? Like, so we might get a good match out of it, which is awesome. And maybe I'm being silly right now. Like, you gotta
give Drew some fodder.
I would like for Drew to be in a couple. I mean, look at the great feud he was in with CM Punk. And even with Cody, they're flushing out the emotion and everything. And I'm not saying every match is going to be like that. But at the same time, like, what are you really doing? And then how much time when whoever wins this, not a tournament, but whatever this is, how many weeks are you going to have to hype that one person that we find out who it is, Andrew? 2 weeks, a week? You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's not many. We're almost at the end of the month, right?
Yeah, it's on the 31st. It's on Saturday, the last Saturday.
So you're gonna get a week.
There was one name in that mix that would make a great story and actually set up a long-term thing with, and that's Orton. I imagine Orton's gonna.
I want Orton to have a last run. I think Orton and Drew would be great. Like if they get in there with each other, I think it'd be really, really good.
Well, the only one that's had any history,
too quick or suspect. I think
the only one that's had any history is the Miz and Orton, because Orton's given him RKO's the last 2 weeks. So everything else doesn't make sense as far as having a story concerned. But I think Orton would be.
But probably. I've been wanting this for a long time as a selfish wrestling fan, for them to find a happy medium between these soap opera storylines and wrestling numbers, wrestling stuff, so maybe I take it all back. I don't know. I hope it's good. And it's just one match, but I'm like, well, if you're going to put Drew at the Rumble, I would rather see Cody rematch him. But to Dave's point, maybe he's taking time off. Maybe there's a movie or he's making another baby. I don't know. Whatever Cody wants to do.
He's tight. You got to do a lot of press for what's the Street Fighter, I guess.
Yeah. And then talking about Craig, you made this note, or maybe Dave did. Sorry, Dave did. Oba and Blake, is it? That's going to the main roster?
Is her name Blake? She was formerly AEW. She's in NXT.
Oh,
Blake
Monroe, yeah. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, she's going up, and Oba Femi is going up, apparently, from what I read. So,
and you got Oba? You got Oba in there, like, who's a big dude. I mean, you talk about...
he's going to Raw, too.
Yeah, right when he walks on the scene, he's a huge presence, man. Like, so you talk about him making a splash there, too. So I guess you're right, Craig. There's a lot to look forward to.
They let him retire with the belt out of there. He did the belt on the ring and walked out. He didn't have to lose it. That's pretty impressive.
So. Sean's like, they both pull their glasses
every time.
Family just gets rolled up.
Because God knows that's what Sean wanted to fucking do every 5 minutes. He wanted to be like, I'm out, and just put it down and leave.
So here's the question. And as we get closer to the predictions,
thing that I built. Okay.
Who's gonna win the Rumble? I think it's between LA Knight and
if LA Knight does come back, everyone's assuming that he is going to come back for Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but is it going to be who we just talked about?
Is he hurt? Steiner. Is LA Knight hurt?
I haven't heard. I don't think so.
Yeah, Braun could win, and it also matters to what plays out at the Elimination Chamber. Whoever wins the Elimination Chamber will probably tell me who's going to win the Rumble. But then again, they all got us with Jey Uso last year, so
maybe LA Knight makes a surprise comeback, but he was hurt, and then he loses here, but he wins the Chamber. Breaker wins the Rumble. That's not a bad way to go. And then Breaker has a whole run with Punk on the way to Mania. That would be fucking cool. And then he wrecks him. That'd be sick.
And don't forget Roman. Don't forget Roman.
Yeah, we got Roman coming back for the Rumble. Brock Lesnar is going to. There's no Brock Lesnar will be in this Rumble. This
I
Rumble,
forgot Roman a long time ago.
And to give them credit, maybe Triple H knows like, hey, we were having a lot of sideways looks by being in Saudi this year, and it's going to be a weird Royal Rumble. So we're just going to throw the goddamn kitchen sink at this place. Like, who knows? We might be getting 5 or 6 like surprise entrants. And
did you hear they're actually building a stadium out from scratch right now for that thing?
I saw that, but I think that's got to be phony, right? Like,
is it fake?
It
How
has
would
to
they
be.
use the same stadium they always use?
They're going to build the stadium in 5 weeks. Like, that's crazy. There's no way.
And I have another question for you guys. They're in Wembley next week. How are they going to do that? Am I wrong? Am I thinking of the wrong Wembley? Like, what is that? How are they going to do that?
Wembley?
That's what they said.
No.
It can't. He said they're going to be in Wembley next year. But that doesn't make any sense. I can't.
No, they can't. No, that's a WrestleMania. They couldn't fill Wembley. They might be at the O2 Arena in London, which might be in the city of Wembley, but I don't know.
Oh, he might have just meant the city of Wembley.
Yeah,
okay.
the Rumble.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, that didn't make sense to me. Yeah.
What are we going into the Monday the 12th? So the Rumble is January 31st, Saturday.
Right. I have to work. Oh well. I don't want to watch it anyway. It's in Saudi.
I mean, you'll stream it after. It's on 11 o'clock in our time.
Yeah, I have a show all day. I do. But yeah, I think there is a lot of things to look forward to. I think they've wiped the slate fairly clean here. Like I said, I know Punk seems old hat, but it's still kind of new in the realm of what we're doing. Drew's on top. Becky's gonna start hopefully bringing some of the people over. I don't get the Usos, but I kind of get everything else that's going on. We got we got a new U.S. champion as of a few weeks ago, right? So as of the new year, there's a lot of up and comers. There's a lot of youth they're trying to drive into the championship runs, and I think it's going to be fun in that regard. It might lose some of the casuals. Oh, I want Cody to win. I want the same guys to win over. I want the big guys. We have to start building new big guys and girls. We got to start building big names.
That's why I would love this March to WrestleMania to be littered with all these new people. You know, don't rely on Roman. But then again, to me, I'm almost like, it's so funny. That's how I was last year. But now I'm like, well, I mean, if you don't have a lot of time with them left, just put the goddamn title back on Roman. Like now I'm thinking like stuff like that. Like just do it. Like if you're gonna do it, like and if you're gonna do it,
it's a great thing to have Roman every once in a while to come in and then he lost. Oh, too bad. Like. You know, Stone Cold did it a couple times. The Rock would do it. Cena did it. They would come back and they would
even. There's
win.
3
It's
people
okay.
that I'm looking at going like, I mean, if you don't have a lot of time with them, what are you doing? It's Brock, it's Roman, and Orton. I'm like, what are you doing? If you're gonna do it now. Like because they're all getting.
I mean, if you want to give them a run, I get that, but I think the opposite way. I think they're in the perfect position to give someone a real rub. And like get them on top. Like
no, I'm not suggesting that they don't.
And then have them win the 2 out of 3 rubber match and finally get beat well and fair. Go out on your back and give these new guys something. Like Orton putting over like Oba at the end of the year or something would be so cool. Like
I just love the fact that the Brock Lesnar that we pretended that really exists or whatever. It's just when he's told him back, he's like, I would love a feud with Oba. Oh! Like he's just so excited. Like, but on the TV.
By the way, that would
be splendid. Paul, thank you. I'll go talk to him right now. I would love this.
Paul, you've never been to Minnesota?
You might have to reinforce the ring on that one. That's a lot of big meaty men slapping meat right there.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna have a face-off this year, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be like it's got to be Lesnar in that ring, Oba in the ring at Royal Rumble, and a couple of
Lesnar and Oba in the Rumble. That would be sick.
Just staring at each other and just fucking. I want to go crazy. I want to go crazy.
Is that equivalent to like the Warrior Hogan in that moment? I know people like shit on it now, but the Warrior Hogan in the Rumble at that one moment was so fucking hype. And when they finally faced off.
An equivalent moment to that would be if they actually treated both world titles somehow equally and they got it up to that point, Where like, like that brief time where you had Cena and Batista they were actually they were equal, like I felt like, and they both held the title. That would be like amazing. That would be the Hogan and Warrior standoff.
Angle and others when things were rocking.
Because the Intercontinental Championship was the World Heavyweight Championship, like back in the day, and Hulk and the WWE title was the WWF Championship. Ton of prestige. You're right. So Hogan and Warrior like facing off was like, oh shit, like that's, not only the two faces, but they are the two top belt holders. But if they actually did that right and but the champions won't ever be in a Royal Rumble because of the obvious reason that they're the champions. So yeah, it's like, fuck. We're never going to see it again, Dave, to your point. And then Craig, you put this here. Tanahashi has said goodbye.
Yeah, a great send-off. Wrestle Kingdom, they sold out Tokyo Dome for the first time in years. It was on Japan national TV. Sorry.
Thanks for the
candy.
Thanks for the memories, bud. Thanks for the memories.
It's on national TV and did really well. So imagine like a primetime main event kind of thing. And everyone from Ospreay to Okada and Omega came to the ring. He can barely walk, by the way.
Because Okada retired him, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did. And apparently the story in the ring with Okada being the AEW dick and then finally like giving the Japanese fans what he wanted, like the old Okada back, the more serious one.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
Okada. He's great.
Takeshita lost the New Japan heavyweight title to a new guy, but he's still going to be around. Then Ospreay said he wants to have a couple dates in New Japan this year. So
fantastic.
A lot of stuff going on.
Tony Khan, what the fuck are you talking about?
Lovely though.
And it was a huge ceremony on national TV, but like where they all came out and actually brought him the tradition of flowers and everything, and he cried when he saw. I think it was.
It was awesome.
Shibata.
Afterwards. Like they kept bringing people out and then bringing up the video screen, and then he would cry because all these people that he didn't know were going to be there came out. So it was really nicely done. I just wish that he would have. What they should have done is had him put in a sleeper hold and him tap. That's what they should have probably done. Like, they had a whole thing. I feel
all the way out.
Yeah, I feel that the Cena, they've been there, done that. So, yeah. But and then Craig, you said Shinsuke wasn't allowed. Doesn't surprise me. AEW has the relationship with New Japan. I know WWE tries to act like they're so magnanimous and they mention other promotions.
Shinsuke
it's when they're greasing their pockets. WWE is always going to be WWE. If they have nothing financially to gain, they will not fucking send a person over.
Shinsuke wrestled for the U.S. title tonight and lost. So
that's fine. I'm glad they brought it back. I'm glad they brought it back for that.
Yeah.
And then also
it's good for the situation. Yeah.
I think our answer is going to be Jericho will be at the Royal Rumble. I think that's a perfect scenario for him. Like we were all hoping that he would come back on Raw or whatever. But like honestly, now that I think about it, I'm like, no, a Rumble entrance for Jericho is going to be fucking epic.
With those lights and countdown.
Yeah, with the fireworks and the countdown, and people will go lose their shit. Even if it's in Saudi, it doesn't matter. Like people will lose their mind. So
oh my god, that's right. There's like
they don't even know who he is.
They don't know who he is. It's the countdown. They're all, what are we counting down? Who is this? I don't know.
The jacket has bulbs.
Is this Andre? Is this Andre? Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
And then what? So I've only seen glimpses of the story, Craig. Did the Bullet Club disband finally? I thought they were over for a long time.
No, they try to kept it going with like smaller and smaller numbers, but apparently
Dave, your other text friend group is going to murder me for saying that because not understanding about the Bullet Club lore. But
I don't think that they're that into that.
I thought that they were. I thought Bullet Club was done a long time ago. I thought
they're probably saying it's about time as well.
I thought they ended in like 1999, 2000. I don't know. That was NWO. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was saying along with the NWO.
Okay, I'm get crazy.
All right, baby. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much wrestling this week. I don't think we had this much to talk about till like about
we started
2 hours before we were going to go. Holy crap. Things changed in a hurry.
Well, when, the real world champion finally realizes his dream and they finally put it on him and they stop dilly-dicking around, all of a sudden, Dave, we're seeing a color. It's like when Dorothy goes into the Oz, it's color. Something. I
want to see Randy get a kayfabe injury against the Miz, and then have the Miz just get a fluke fucking win in the Fatal 4-Way and get his ass kicked in the Royal Rumble. Be fantastic. Just have Drew destroy him.
Poor Miz. All right.
I love
Good
the
night.
Miz. I love the Miz. He's doing the work of an
It's
older
another.
wrestler.
Well, let's
We'll
have
see
everybody
everybody.
retire this year. Let's have 18 people retire this year. That's what I'm afraid. On a side note, I'm afraid that all these retirement, like long drawn out things now are going to be the norm. Where like every year it's going to be like, whose retirement year is this? Like, I don't know. Maybe that will be fun for 5 minutes, but then after a while, I'm going to be like,
Just
all right,
go.
that's awesome.
And
Jeyus
another question,
is retiring. I get it.
Stephanie is retiring. I'm sorry, not retiring. She's going Hall of Fame this year, right?
Yeah.
Stephanie is.
Jesus.
Is there anybody else in the Hall yet?
No,
That's
just Stephanie.
that's gonna go?
Just Stephanie. That'll be it, Dave.
I will
Announced the year in advance.
200
for some
Yep.
reason.
$200 seats.
It'll
just
be
for
a
Steph.
2-hour goddamn show with all her clips and Jericho calling her a whore bag and all that stuff in those vignettes.
Oh
and
my
then,
god.
And then,
Oh my god, it's the worst.
and then people will come out to the stage and reenact those bits with her, and then that's 2 hours that you're gonna get, and she'll have the show mic on.
I
Like
was just
Undertaker
going to
did.
say that
Well,
is the
well,
Undertaker
we're-
one-man
It's
show.
gonna be like her one woman show where she's just that's gonna be her Hall of Fame speech, but the actual people are gonna come in and play the roles. And like
worth
they'll
the
get applause
$500
breaks.
tickets. Well
They'll
worth
get
those
applause like when
$500
Jericho
tickets.
comes out. They'll
Yeah.
get applause breaks.
Jesus.
When Undertaker
Oh,
comes out
man.
to put her to the cross again, it's and Undertaker comes out and puts her up there.
If you want to see what happened when I finally confronted my father about give women a chance, let's look at that now.
But everybody,
face down. It's
when
just
everybody else will play themselves except Vince obviously won't. So it'll be like Bruce Pritchard doing like the worst Vince ever. What daughter? What daughter? What can I help you with? Like,
These
that'd be great.
divas deserve a chance, Dad.
It's her claiming all the ownership for it. I've been telling you forever, way before the Bellas tweeted it, and she looks at the crowd, that women are just as important as men in this world and in this ring.
I found a small company called TKO. You should look at it.
I don't think that happened. That's
I've
enough.
been telling you to go
right.
public for years, Father. One day
I
we will
told
have
you to
a
get your
wrestling
own
channel
channel.
where all it will be will
Told you.
professional
There it is.
wrestling. She's claimed
it is.
everything.
It's gonna stream, Dad. I promise. It's gonna stream. That's what it's gonna.
Why
be
does that
called.
conference room smell like sex?
Say and poop? That's terrible. Cut it.
God damn it.
You better edit
All
that.
right, we'll see you at the matches.
All right. Jesus.
It's up.